Alright, so, as I'm sure people might have gotten bored with yesterday... Oh no, the poof. Anyway, so, yesterday, when we played Ryza, I was boring, and was doing boring things. And Shell was not happy about this. Because Shell wanted to find the plot, and I found
we
true
discovered
scum.
the big secret that the island was in fact created by the people of Glint Kingdom, and that the reason why they're so superstitious about the mainland and deterred from interacting with any of the creatures there is because they don't want them to get involved with alchemy and repeat the same catastrophic events that led to their undoing.
Anyway, this game is busted as hell. Hey, right trigger is actually working properly. So... Yeah, Shell wanted plot, Wander found bullshit mountain. That I did. So, you know how I got a bunch of things up to 999 last time?
Yeah, so you're starting to make pretty much all S-rank
Yeah, pretty
items.
much anything I make at this point is 999.
What is the giant cannon?
It's a bubble bullet. It hits all enemies.
Okay, what are the things beneath it? Lightning sand,
Healing balls, play jigs, lightning stands, straw play jigs.
Huh.
I made a bunch of spare Puni jellies to feed to our Puni.
Because Puni prefers all the Puni jellies, most of all.
It seems like it gives them the best stat distribution, so why not? Oh, you know what I didn't? Whatever. I don't care. You know, the one thing I forgot to do, crafting tools.
Uh-oh.
I straight up did not actually up my crafting tools. Well, sadly, this is actually important. Sort of. Because it's compass. Oh, there it is.
Oh, the wind shoes.
Yeah.
Exploration set.
Where the hell do you make an exploration set?
Has to be some other kit, right?
Wait.
Oh, that's the exploration set over there, isn't it?
Maybe?
Maybe start with a knapsack.
Well, no. If it's in red, it means I can't make it yet. Which means I need something else. Let's see if an exploration set is listed as one of these. In the bottom left corner. I know I needed more amber light, which is causing me issues. It's just been easy around here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, red name means you can't make it because you don't have the wind shoes. Oh, okay. Where the heck do we get the wind shoe recipe from?
Well, oh, I see. So you need to craft the wind shoes, but isn't the item that you craft at the center of the diagram?
Yeah. That's why I've been kind of confused about this, because, like, I straight up haven't seen it pop up.
Watch it be something you have to get through a side quest.
Well, supposedly we're supposed to be able to have it by this point.
Maybe only if you've gotten a side quest. Oh, why don't you open up those tomes that you got?
I did.
Oh, you did open all
yeah,
the tomes?
they're already open.
And Tao already translated them,
Yep.
looked at them.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm gonna go get a little bit of amber, and then we'll actually just do plot stuff. I want to get those boots.
Well, you haven't explored 2 of the areas of this region.
I need those boots.
Oh.
Yeah. And no, I need landmarks. Wow.
Well, that's what I meant by land. The landmarks are the quote-unquote regions, the areas within the region.
You have the capacity to make the wind shoes now, because the last material you couldn't get was from the same area you found the second dragon. Okay. You wanna... Yeah, maybe it's a side quest that we have to do specifically first. I mean, I haven't seen anything pop up. Usually the plot requires, like, you to get the wind shoes.
I mean, it could be a random quest giver back in town.
It has never done that before.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a side quest. So clearly it's just under one of the craftables that we just haven't done yet. Anyway, we're busted strong. He does like 200 damage per swing.
Yep.
Haha!
I mean, it's also possible that you have to run into a particular creature in the environment.
No. We've never picked up a recipe off of an enemy. We might have gotten the material, but you don't learn recipes off of materials.
I mean, in other games, you would find a pair lying around, or maybe they're broken.
But this is not other games.
And you could go, oh, look. I found, old and worn shoes that are no longer capable of being worn, but if I repair them with my alchemy...
At no point has this been like any other game, though.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to smash any of those?
I can't.
Oh.
Yep, they don't count. Okay, maybe that's enough. You need to unlock starting from cloth? Well, here. I'm just gonna unlock every recipe that I have access to. If I can.
Mm-hmm.
Except for I don't have mushroom powder. Keep telling me I can do that, but I have not figured out how to get...
You say you'd have to dry and crush mushrooms? Or...
Yeah, except for I don't have that as an option. Yeah, so the knapsack requires wind shoes to make the exploration set.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's your list.
Okay, there's my cloth. Maybe natural cloth? No.
Maybe look at leather. Do you have any...
air. So unless we need to find a Delphi rose for the sorcery rose, maybe that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we needed the emerald crystals. Okay, so sorcery rose. Yeah, I don't think I've ever come across the Delphi rose.
Is it a flower?
Yeah.
Oh. I wonder if it's at all similar to the flower that we need to help Barbara with. Or unless we completed that entire quest line. Because I thought we were supposed to find a flower and synthesize, or you know what I'm getting at? Or was that just something you went back to your parents for and they were chastising you for doing alchemy?
Yeah, the old lady's flower has nothing to do with anything. Maybe it's just these red flowers.
Tawns.
Could be
But maybe
up
there's
ahead.
a special grove in an area. Now, what's that glowing over there?
I actually have... Oh, it's just water.
Really? Oh, it's foamy water, apparently.
Yep, which I actually do need. Flower that I can swing at. Huh.
The problem is, what you have currently equipped is just going to incinerate the flower before you can harvest it.
I got other things that can swing at it. Like I've got the axe scythe situation, and it's dead. Okay, so
So yeah, is
that's
there a
another boot
special
spot.
spot somewhere up along the cliffs or elsewhere?
I think this is where we fought the dragon.
Yeah, this is the ancient battlefield.
So I think we fought the dragon at the top of this. Maybe it's this? No.
Now, more tawns. Wing plants. Bitter root. Ooh, that
Oh, it's this
that
thing.
looks nice. Ah, but the weasels. Trying to keep it from you.
Yeah, I must just never have spotted that.
It looks more like a lily than a rose, but let's go back to it.
Yep, there we go. Delphi Rose. Yep, that's why I never got it.
Is that the only one of its kind, or are there more? Oh, there's one.
Yeah.
There's several, actually.
I think we're...
There's another one to the left. And the right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I think we had crossed to the other side and hadn't spent much time on this one. Because this bridge was out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. No. Alright, one way or another, we got what we needed. I'm gonna go back here real quick. 'Cause apparently I needed to hit the amber thing the other way.
Oh, you mean accessing it from the opposite direction?
Yeah, I need amber stone, not amber fragments.
Ah.
Which means I need to hit it with the other thing? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I forget. And I've been drinking a lot today, and I am thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
It's been kind of warm in here, though.
Well, I turned the air on, so... Oh. Well, things should be regulating properly now.
I guess maybe just stuff like Hades specifically makes me warmer at that and exercise.
Mm-hmm. No, but I've been feeling incredibly dry today, too. To the point where I think I've been excessively eating to compensate, when I should just be drinking water. By the way, do you have your water bottle?
Meow.
Please.
I need it.
Please.
Why?
Water.
Why? Why do you never fill your own water bottle up? You were even complaining about how you were so thirsty earlier, and then you're like, well, guess I'm gonna go drink all the Wanderer's water.
Well, I ended up eating a bagel instead.
That's the opposite of what you're supposed to do. And you made a bagel without offering it to me, any to me?
Huh? No, that was long before you were finished with your stream.
And then you just sat there being like, I'm thirsty. Oh shoot, this thing is...
Wait, how much fur do you have?
I have so much fur.
Yeah, stripped from the corpses of your enemies. That's
Actually,
what...
it's just corpses.
No, what?
You, we'll oftentimes go past a, we'll oftentimes just go straight past a,
oh yeah,
the
dragon skeletons.
Yep.
For some reason they yield hides even though they're bone.
Let's see. I should probably hold on to that. I can get another one. I'm level 900 and all of my really high level junk. This will be okay. Fortunately, the quality is kind of bad. At least in some of these things. Okay, insufficient materials. Go back to quality. Use the best I got. Yes, I did a little bit more farming and got a couple of nice things. Not quite as much as I was hoping for, though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. This requires lightning.
Ooh.
A whole bunch. Not even gonna invest in it. Hey, sort by quality. Maximum quality. Oh, but that didn't actually
Elemental systems are interesting.
count.
I want to look over a number of my favorite ones just to see what they incorporate. What do you think is an ideal number?
For elements?
Right.
Honestly, I kind of prefer the super freeform elemental systems that are just like, there's every element, but not everybody uses all of them.
Well, so are you saying 10, 20? What do you mean?
Crap, this thing has access to a whole bunch of traits.
Or is it one of those things where they can be mixed?
I like how Full Metal Alchemist handled it. If that makes sense.
I don't really remember them mixing too much for elements, unless you mean periodic table elements.
They didn't really. It's just like every character had their own speciality. So it wasn't just like there's only like, you know, I didn't like how restrictive, say, Avatar: The Last Airbender was. And admittedly, it did make it so that there were a couple of specifically there were a couple of very specific, like, standout characters that were...
Yeah, there was the Blood Witch, who could wield blood, who was, you know, an offshoot of a waterbender. Toph eventually learned metal bending, which was like a higher form of earth bending.
But I kind of would have preferred it if there was a lot more...
I think fire had lightning. But there was what?
I just wish there were, like, more bender types that were kind of niche and weird. Because, like, in Full Metal Alchemist, there's just a bunch of people that could do all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually really cool for me. There was sand bending. Huh.
That's probably an offshoot of Earth as well. And then ice would be affiliated with water. Which begs the question of if wind was just literally air and tornadoes and such. Because if they gave lightning to fire, then that takes out the storm element of air, if you think about it.
Where the heck do you get a spirit bottle from? Do I make those? Where the heck would a spirit bottle? Okay, I can make it, but we need shining sand and lapis papillion.
Ooh.
Okay, just gonna mark that as favorite. Check trait. No, we're gonna find these two somewhere. I want these boots.
So we can finally soar to new heights.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, I'm just thinking over systems. So with, for instance, there are so many where there's just a duality. The divine and the infernal, or the light and the dark. So there are some that are just a duality. But I think that's a little limiting. Because invariably it seems like it just deviates into good versus evil.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you get with the Force. And... oh, what other thing? I mean, there's so much where it's just light and dark magic. But let's see. 3? I don't know if I know of any system where it's just 3. Maybe if there was a system that was just fire, ice, electricity. Oh, I suppose in Mist, on Serenia, there was one of 3 spirits that you could commune with, and it was fire, water, and air. And that way you neglect Earth, which is unfortunate, but then of course you have the quote-unquote classical elements, which would be air, water, fire, and earth. But yeah, I find that they have a lot of opportunities to overlap. And then
What
when
the
you...
heck is shining sand? We've straight up gotten shining sand before, and I have no idea where it is.
Yep.
That's...
And then yeah, in China they have the 5th element, which is... well, they have... actually, no, they have metal and wood. And then fire. Metal, wood, fire, water. I don't
Check the guide for shining sand. It doesn't say. Like shining sand.
Maybe the last one was air?
Shining sand. Gather
Oh,
at.
no, it was earth. Yeah, so it was earth, fire, water, metal, wood.
How I manage this. Annoying.
And then there are some systems where it's the traditional 4 elements or the classical 4, and then you have maybe spirit or some kind of ethereal essence. Sometimes it's just called aether. Or if you add on to the 4 elements, sometimes you also just get light and shadow. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like that. There were 6?
I forget.
Yeah, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Had light and dark, and then air, water, fire, and earth.
With no gather method, you make it. But I don't have the recipe. How the hell do I have shining sand?
Ooh, gold beehives and silver beehives.
Screw those bees.
Wait, so you never got the boots? What did you need?
I need butterflies, shining sand. I don't remember where I get the butterflies from. Supposedly around here.
Probably during the day. I wouldn't expect them to be out at night.
I don't actually think there's time of day on these.
Really? Then why do they have AM and PM if it's not a mechanic?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hmm?
It's always been nighttime when I go through here, so I'm just like, do they actually have a 24-hour clock?
Yes, there is. There's one right down the corner.
Well, that matters. Sorry.
Yeah, I suppose growing up, I played a number of games where time mattered. Specifically, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and then Gold and Silver for Pokemon. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
How there were particular Pokemon that you could only fight at night, and then evolving Espeon and Umbreon required that you gain their favor during day or night. There were also definitely some people that you could fight or specific events that were determined by the time of day. Yeah, when it comes to elements, I always just prefer to lump ice and water together. Ice is just a different state of water. What are some peculiar quote-unquote elements that you found in various series? There's some that are just
void, gravity.
Some are just outright dedicated to poison.
Yeah.
I mean, Pokemon has added some peculiar ones. Fairy? Dragon? But that's starting to get more into creature types as opposed to their
yeah, and that's
element.
actually closer to Dragon Quest.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, so this ain't working.
Yeah, because with Pokemon, there's a lot that refer to elements, as in the nature of the attacks, but then you start getting into things that are based off of the nature of the Pokemon itself, with the whole ghost, dragon, and fairy. Fighting is another one that I could lump into that category. And bug. Bug. What else? Flying? Because that's about physical characteristics of the Pokemon, rather than the element that they're wielding. But it's funny because then they start to be treated almost as though they're their own separate elements with their own strengths and weaknesses too. That makes sense. It's pretty extensive at this point.
Oh, is this the Shining Puni?
Yep.
This is the Shining Puni.
The Shining
okay.
Puni. So
this is what we need to bully for sand, apparently.
gives you the shining sand.
The fairies stand in for good magic. Huh.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Would it be in opposition? I suppose it was made to be in opposition to Dark. But Dark wasn't really... Dark I affiliate with Shadow more so.
I just have an awkward reaction to a lot of these elemental systems, because they always end up feeling kind of weirdly ham-fisted. And, like, the more you add, the more awkward the, like, juxtapositions become.
Mm-hmm.
But the less you have, the more it's just like, well, what about this, like, super common thing that we need, you know, that we use every day? Like... Well, I mean, a lot of games have, like, the fire, ice, and wind combo, and it's like, so is lightning part of wind? No, it's kind of its own thing. Okay.
Yeah, things can definitely get simplified. That's why I was mentioning the ice and water. Sometimes they're treated separately when they really could be in the same vein.
I guess, I don't know, I prefer more, like, freeform stuff like Dungeons and Dragons, where, yeah, there are a couple of, like, elemental weaknesses, like, this thing is just weak to fire.
Yeah, they have cold, acid, fire, and what was the last one? Electricity?
I mean, they have a lot. They also have Sonic.
Well, and psionic.
Yep.
And is Arcane in its own? Arcane, Infernal, and Fey magics, but I don't know if they do a different type of damage, per se.
Oh, well, I mean, Fey is a creature subtype.
Mm-hmm.
But that's separate in and of itself. Very rarely do you have things that are,
well, you
like...
do have divine magic. So is divine opposite of infernal?
No.
No? You'd think they'd be.
The hell is this butterfly? Supposed to use a net on something. Bothering me. Because I need this butterfly. We have several resources that we need. No, it ain't working. I don't think exploding this is going to work.
People are asking how often is there action in this game? After a while, however much or little you want it to be, unless it's required for a quest, or to gather resources.
Why did they even bother? They should be fleeing from me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, they're highly territorial.
Deleted them. Wonder, do you need help with the butterfly? Yes. I don't want to spend time looking for this thing. This is definitively negative fun for me at this point. Because, yeah, I effectively just have to kind of... Oh, bug net on the tall flowers in the valley. Son of a butt! It's the same thing again!
Oh, Bionicle had an elemental system, too. But theirs was interesting. There was... Sand and stone were two separate ones. It was sand, stone, wind, water, fire, and ice. So yeah, ice was separate from water. Yeah, I don't know why sand and stone.
Yeah, because I just didn't see these things. We just have no butterflies. Okay, so now we've got the shining sand. Now all we need is the emerald sand.
Ooh, emerald sand. Where did you get that from?
I don't
Are there
know.
green crystals somewhere?
Oh, wait, no, I know where to get those from.
Right.
We actually have to be in here.
Up the tower.
Well, we might as well do the top level of this while we're here. I don't think this required the
And then they had the toe of light.
Well, there's jade water.
Ooh. So she's saying, I'll be careful not to spill any.
Spills the whole damn thing. Looking for sand. Where do we get the animal hide? And all the bones from?
Okay,
We're trying to make the wind boots.
So, deviating a little bit from the elemental thing.
Okay.
When it comes to factions in games, especially when there's wars betwixt them or there's like role-playing elements and such, how many or how few do you tend to like for flavor? Because, once again, I feel like just having 2 warring factions is a little limiting. I find that 3 and 4 and 5 are pretty common. When you start getting into more than that, doesn't it become difficult to differentiate them?
Mm-hmm.
If you're working with them from a, like, cultural standpoint. Because there tend to be archetypes with the different, say, fantasy or alien races, the magics they wield.
I just find all of this ends up being too reductive.
What do you mean? I just like thinking about it from a world-building perspective.
Yeah, it's just like... Take Americans, for example.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different subcategories of Americans that, like, there are only a couple of tropes that can be universally applicable.
Well, I also think that fantasy is simplified in a way.
And I don't like that, I guess.
Because they want to have a flavor. But also, think of it this way, too. As time has progressed, society has become more and more homogenized with globalization. When people were more isolated, they developed their own art, their own food, their own... Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So, because of the resources at their disposal, the religions that they established, the type of governance and values that they hold, you know, eventually different civilizations come into being. And I suppose humanity has never really had to deal with there being another sapient species to rival them, at least not since the destruction of the Neanderthals and a couple of the other...
What the hell?
Whoa, what is that? Is someone sitting on a throne? Who is that?
I don't know. There's just some lady just chilling out.
Watch it be a monster. A higher version of one of these knights. Just the restless spirit of some alchemist. Watch it be one of those instances where you kill her and you later have to come back and slay her again because she's part of some quest. But yeah, she's just...
God damn it!
Oh, you were attacked by something else?
Yeah, these guys just keep coming up and going for my butt. Different ones of those in various locations. Are they some kind of, like, secret alchemical overlords? Like, it feels like this game needs one of those where, like, you go down beneath the island and you just find, like, spaceships and shit. I knew it. Let's fight it.
Okay, she looks like she has an introduction. What is she saying?
Oh boy!
The great lightning element.
Well, that didn't do too much damage.
Okay, so she has an awful lot of health. Her strike didn't seem to do too much damage to you.
Well, so I have extreme lightning resistance right now. Like, all of my accessories are lightning resistance.
Wow, you're really lucky then. That you
Yeah.
just happen to face the lightning element. Which makes me wonder if there are 4 of these in the world. If there's going to be one for
Bubble
fire and
bullet.
frost and air.
That did some damage.
You know?
How'd she like that? Music for this is pretty good.
But yeah, she seems to resemble a human that's been transformed with alchemy, and I don't know. That's something interesting. You know how I mean, everyone likes to parody it and such, the whole Edward thing. Were there ever any other instances of people in Full Metal Alchemist? Were there other hybrid animal people?
Not really.
I thought there were some enemies that were like that, weren't there? Homunculi are a completely different story, though.
She's just... That's okay. Let's see if I can preempt her this time around. Last time she just hit me first. Well, this is easy. So... Have your chair. Anybody want to translate what they were saying, too? They didn't write any subtitles for her, so she's just confusing. Hey, she had the sand we were looking for.
Yeah, but what just happened?
We murdered her.
She didn't seem to die so much as become weakened and sit back in the throne. I don't know. Floating globe room. There's more books.
Yeah, really... I don't really know. It's fine. Okay, I think we got the sand we need. Thousand boxes here though. Okay, I gotta go smack these around. And she's in the monster book now as a heads up. Hey, I should go take a look at that then.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get some more.
Oh, right. I'd missed some things. Thank you, King Blue Anime, for the resub. I have no idea how much because my OBS is covering it. And also, thank you, SDMD, for the, what is that, 6-month resub as well. And welcome back. I had literally forgotten. But yeah, I have no idea what she is. Man. It's been a while since I've played a JRPG that probably pulls off the trope of, like, ancient, high-tech civilization, like, buried underground that the protagonists have to deal with for some somewhat arbitrary reason.
Fire Emblem?
Sort of? Like, the thing is, they did and they didn't. Because they had it, but for one mission, you know?
It really felt tacked on.
Yeah,
They
it was
should have
just
been
like,
hinting at
oh,
things
by the
all
way,
throughout.
these people exist, and you're like, what?
Wow, another gathering synthesizer. I never imagined I'd find a second one. You said it was really rare, right? I didn't think there'd even be a second one.
Rare, yes, but not completely unique. It's very convenient having a second one, though.
Oh yeah?
Now you won't have to destroy the world you created with your first gathering synthesizer. You can create totally different kinds of worlds, allowing for more exploration opportunities.
I see. Yeah, I guess that is pretty convenient.
Huh. But only if you can make use of it. Good lord, I am super tired. I just, like, raised my arm to, like, scratch at my head, and I'm like, oh, My arms just don't want to move that much. Nope, that ain't it. Nope. Spirit bottle. Highest possible quality. Go nuts. Okay. Sarah's blessing. Sounds fun. Secret rainbow. Not as many as I was hoping to get out of that. Let's see. Item rebuild. Secret rainbow. Okay, spirit bottle. And fragment. I'm gonna max this out a little bit.
Okay.
So I never have to look at it again.
So you're just gonna make an exceptional set of boots eventually?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna make an exceptional version of this specific item, and then dupe it to hell and back again. So I just never have to get more. Because we have the ability to just freely give ourselves like multiples of items at slight cost. It's just like, all right. Oh. I might have needed that for other things. Oh, but I did. I know where to get another. Last bug? Okay. That's about as good as I'm going to be able to get with my current setup. Let's see. Finest? No. We want to do Secret Rainbow. And Gold Trident. I have no idea which one of these are better.
Spirit bottle.
Yep.
That's pretty.
Okay, so this is the high tier one? Yes. I would like 9 of these. That's expensive, but that's fine. I have so many gems it doesn't even matter. Oh. Spironite. Just gonna make a couple of these. I needed them for something. Okay, now I'm pretty sure I used up that sand that I needed. Which sucks. I really want these boots. Dang it. Let's see.
You won't be able to progress the plot until you get those boots.
Oh, no. We're good, I think.
You're good? Were you just lacking a couple of roses? Or you thought you did?
I have no idea. Oops. Took my quality. Don't chuck in the trash stuff. I don't even need the trash stuff. I have to do more dupins. Okay, so this will make us the spirit boots properly.
Oh, okay.
Sorcery rose. Alright, I did make some amount of this stuff. I think my tri-horns are of inferior quality. I'm not actually sure what quality has, like, as an effect on stats. I was trying to figure that out earlier, but I couldn't actually come up with a proper answer. It has a effect. It's a Kuni ball. Kuni leather clearly works. So, quality is the most important thing for stats. Oh, okay. Because I've been messing with it earlier, and it didn't seem like it had made that massive of an effect. But I just hadn't got that far.
Okay, so that's A, but what can you do to make it an S?
There you go.
Oh.
That's... Them some fairly high quality wind shoes.
done! Wow, these shoes are so light. Now I'll be able to jump way higher. I'm so glad they turned out okay. Okay, time to take them for a test drive. I wonder where I should go first.
Leap shoes. Sometimes discover ledges or platforms. If you've got wind shoes with the right attributes, you can jump up to these areas. Flying. Also whirlwinds to fly around.
Ooh, nice.
So let's go synthesis.
Are you using the wind
Knapsack.
shoes? Or knapsack, okay. Wait, do you need to use the wind shoes in order to make the knapsack? Or are you just going to craft it now that you have the knowledge of how to craft the wind shoes?
So I'm gonna make the combination version.
Wait, so you use them in conjunction with one another?
Wow, this is hot trash. Okay. So it's like the bomb hammer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I meant. So wait, instead do you have a flying backpack?
Yes.
Eh?
I wouldn't think too hard
Will
about
it
it.
still function the same way that the shoes would on their own? Or
Yeah.
what will it do?
Yeah, well.
Okay.
Okay, then we jam in the wind boots. Oh, but I need another one. I got it. I always have trouble with this. Just have 3, just in case. Each combo tool has all the functions of the component tools. Yup. Because yeah, the main problem is we only have so much carrying capacity in our like gathering tools section.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why it's necessary to make these along the way. Oh, I really gotta make some higher tier alchemy paints. Because I've got a bunch of stuff that is 999, but I haven't bothered with like an amount of the lower quality things because lazy.
Oh, that's interesting. You can make black versions of the leather boots.
No, that just means it's required for that section.
Oh, okay. I see. So it makes it black and white.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, actually,
I thought it was to denote a higher tier of shoe or something.
nope.
Okay.
Just means it needs that.
Wait, you've made multiple shoes at this point?
Sort of.
Must have had a lot of ingredients on hand.
I duplicated them
Oh, right.
because I can freely multiply.
You have to have gems for that, though, right?
Yeah, but I have so many. Well, at the end of a session a while back, we decided that I was just going to give myself a buttload of gems so I wouldn't have to farm for anything. Because, like...
You mean you decided?
You're the one that gets super cranky whenever I have to go do any grinding, so...
And I'm still watching it right now.
Yep.
I consider this another kind of grinding.
I mean, it still is.
Mm-hmm. Precisely. Where's the plot?
Working on that. No idea if, like, stat changes actually have any effect here. Oh, whatever. Almost. The gems are super easy to get naturally anyway. Huh. I didn't look into how to get them. I was just like, yeah, screw it. This is going to save me so much more time. Nope, that's not it. Where's my new knapsack? My exploration set. There we go. Okay. Oh, it requires my backpack. Alright, get out of your backpack. You were maybe useful for other things. No, it's kind of funny how much Shell specifically hates it when I do any kind of, like, deviation from the norm, but also hates any amount of...
What do you mean by deviates from the norm? You mean cheat. You
Yeah.
mean
Yeah, you
hack
absolutely...
into the game and download stuff and cheat.
You absolutely hate that. But at any point in the game where I need to, like, go get a whole bunch of stuff or do a bunch of things, say to bypass something hard, like, you know, if I need to make a bunch of equipment, Chell's just like, oh, no!
Well, I just figure that I don't need to be there for it. And then when I try to bring up things to talk about while you're grinding, like, say, magic systems and
I'm only paying
things like
half
that.
attention.
Yeah, or you outright aren't willing to discuss it. You go, I just don't like them. And you don't even give your reasons why. Or what you would prefer instead.
Well, I did. But you weren't as interested in my answer. Because I don't like pure magic systems that are, like, super structured, because that feels like saying it's like talking about science and being like, hey, science is limited to these topics, and it's like, what? No, they're not. What? If that makes any sense? Because we don't have a specific science system. Like, sure, we have
Well, you have different specializations.
We have a current... Yeah, but there's no, like...
Because you have biology and zoology.
But there's a lot of, like, crossovers and subgenres and a bunch of other associated things. And so, like, I guess I was trying to describe my beef with a lot of magic systems is it's like, oh, hey, here is our... here's our magic system. To be a mage, you must be a fire mage. And it's like, what? Why?
Well, what do you think of, say, the magic systems in Magic the Gathering or something? Do you think that's still too thematical? They're a little bit broader.
It's a little bit broader, and you do see, like, an amount of deviation in there, so it's not so bad.
At the same time, Swamp is technically affiliated with death, decay, subversive. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. What would be a good description? Subtlety, secrets, shadows. Also, self-destruction with the it wouldn't be necessarily rebirth, more like zombification, resurrection, but not in the same sense that it would be for the white mana, which would probably have more divine resurrection and healing and such.
What? What?
What? What's wrong?
Apparently my backpack's not good enough. This is stupid. Trap Hill. All of that effort. I don't have Wind Rider. Is that one of the features of it? Fortunately, I need a higher alchemy level.
Oh. Wait, are we going to Trap Hill to investigate the ruins? At last?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where the water orb was stored.
Eagle.
Oh.
Yep, so we finally get to read this thing. Or maybe just the key works here.
Oh, it actually looks like it could fit in the center.
This is much bigger than I would have expected. I bet we'll find something inside.
If it's supposed to help get inside the island, it makes sense it would be this big.
There's something written here. but it's very faint. Can you make it out, Tempel?
I can, but it doesn't say much. Just a standard prayer for peace and good harvest. Of course. Only an idiot would write secret entrance here or something.
I guess that's where the key comes in.
Lent, did you see any kind of keyhole or anything?
Nope, nothing.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you. We'd notice if there's a spot big enough to fit that key.
Wait, but... No, that can't be right. Maybe they used alchemy to hide it or something.
Or maybe it's been filled in over the years of wear and tear. Let's all take one closer look.
You three check the monument at the base. Lila and I will survey the perimeter.
Okay, let's all meet up later.
But there's the giant hole all the way up at the top of the stone. There, does she finally see it? She was just looking up at it.
How'd it go? I guess I don't need to ask, judging by the look on your faces.
Yeah, no keyholes, no mechanisms, no nothing. I really thought this had to be the place.
We found one indentation thingy that seemed about the right size, but nothing happened when we put it in.
I assume you didn't find anything on your end?
Sadly, no. We had high hopes when we checked the dried up fountain, but nothing.
The soil here is pretty thin, so if there was anything in the area, it should be visible above ground. So it's a dead end then. Are we sure we're supposed to get inside this thing? Or go inside the island?
Well, the idea just sort of occurred to me when we learned about the island, but now that you mentioned it...
This is your home, so I want to trust your hunch. But is there anywhere other than here that we should check?
To be honest, nothing else really sticks out.
Well, why don't we split up and just check out anywhere that piques our interest? Unless anyone has any better ideas, I'd say that's as good of a plan as any.
Okay, then let's all meet back up at the hideout later on.
Sounds good. Let's begin to search for the keyhole. The secluded farm, the old town. Okay.
What? Bagel.
Are you implying I should make it for you?
Probably not. You just mentioned a bagel and I'm like,
I prefer raisin bagels more, though.
This is just a gut feeling, but I feel like this is the most suspicious monument I've seen so far. The key seems to fit in the slot, but nothing's happening. Did I get it wrong again?
Maybe you need to complete it. Maybe there's a marble that you need to put inside it.
I think we just have to go to all the other ones first. Secluded Farm, Old Town, Kirkenport.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Isn't there a stone in each area? Wait. Stop for a moment and go back.
Right.
I thought I saw something on the
No,
rock.
it's up ahead.
Oh, okay. There was just something awfully suspicious looking back there.
Yeah, but we've also got this thing.
Yep. Maybe you need to activate all of them.
The monument on Trap Hill is pretty similar to this. I should take a look. There's a slot here, but it's a little different from that other one. But the key doesn't fit.
But look at the key, Ryza. The parts switch around and flip around. Maybe each keyhole has a different mechanism and you have to turn them all and then twist it the right way.
She's a dingus. Yeah, I'm gonna give this to you. I gotta go get food. Why don't you go investigate? It's probably gonna be her dialogue the entire time anyway.
No, that's true. I just need to remember where it is. Because here's the fountain. But I don't see the stone here. It might be on the other side?
I remember right, my favorite bagel is like, I think Bruegger's bagel had like a Parmesan bagel, maybe garlic. I don't remember.
I really
It's
like
been years since I've had it though.
Panera's bread cinnamon bagels. The ones with the cinnamon sugar on top. Stealing the wheat. That's what I'm doing. He's saying you might as well loot the town, and well, that's what I'm doing. But is there a way for me to look at the map? I want to get a closer look at the map. I suppose I only have this. I wonder if it's up by the lighthouse? Oh wait, this looks interesting. Ah, here we go. This is another one. Is this a graveyard?
You can find stone monuments like this all over the island, even near the shore and way up high.
Yes, and that's precisely what we're looking for right now.
This one seems pretty similar to the Trap Hill monument. Very intriguing. There's a slot here. It's a little different from the other one, but the key doesn't fit.
But look at all those moving parts, Ryza. I actually really like that. It looks like a bunch of planets in orbit. My guess is for every lock, you're supposed to flip parts of the key around